Support the work of Strike 7 Sports by heading to fanatics.com and purchasing officially licensed gear from the NFL, the NBA, and more. Each purchase made through the text link below goes into the funding of the Strike 7 Sports brand. To proceed, go to the link strike7sports.com/fanatics. I say again, strike7sports.com/fanatics. Thank you. Yo, what's up? This is your boy Derek Branch here at strike7sports.com. And this is another episode of the Strike 7 Sports Podcast. I'm joined with my co-host Brian Botta. This is another episode of Strike 7 Sports Podcast. So, a little NFL talk right now. We're going to talk about a report that came out from various big outlets, such as ESPN. It's concerning Giants running back Saquon Barkley. So, according to a report, is that the new Giants general manager Joe Schoen, I'm assuming that's his last name, Joe Schoen, is that Joe Schoen. Okay, thank you. Joe Schoen is that he's willing to entertain calls for running back Saquon Barkley. Now, for many of you that know, they know that Saquon Barkley could be viewed as a dangerous weapon in the NFL, one of the top backs when healthy. But this report, it's kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of the article real quick. Saquon Barkley is not untouchable. The New York Giants are at least willing to entertain phone calls on a talented running back. New general manager Joe Schoen said Tuesday at the NFL Scouting Combine. With a new regime in place, a difficult salary cap situation, and an injury-filled three seasons for Barkley, Shane said he is open to hearing what offers are out there. The Giants are currently estimated at more than $11 million over the salary cap, according to ESPN's roster management system. They will have to shed excess weight by cutting or trading some quality players. Among the possibilities appears to be moving Barkley, who is guaranteed $7.217 million on the fifth-year option of his rookie contract. Now they're trying to move him on a rookie deal. Quote, "We're still working through that, but open to everything." Schoen said, like, whether it's trading player for player, I'll listen to anybody. If it's trading a couple of players, I am not going to say the entire roster that we're open for business on the entire roster. But if anything is going to if anyone is going to call and they're interested in any of our players, I'm certainly going to listen. Quote, "Again, we're in a situation where, unfortunately, we have to get under the salary cap. We're not in very good salary cap health. Again, I am not going to say yes to every deal, but I'm definitely going to listen and be open to situations that are best for the New York Giants." End quote. All right, man. So there you have it. With that being said, I want to ask you this, man. This guy's still on the rookie deal. I forgot about that. I was kind of thinking if he got paid or not. He's still on a rookie deal. I want to ask, would it be wise for the New York Giants to trade Saquon Barkley, given the fact that you got a new head coach in Brian Daboll, and you got a quarterback that needs all the weapons that he can get in Daniel Jones? Would it be wise to do this?
I say no, unless if you get an offer you just can't refuse. But I say no. You can make a case Saquon Barkley's career has kind of been like Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley is a whole lot more talented. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy, and he just hasn't had a great offensive line. And he's part of the reason why he's gotten hurt. So it's not like you have an expensive contract. He's like getting paid a lot. He's just at a reasonable contract. I'd keep him. And again, unless if you get like a offer, if you get like 2 first-round picks, something crazy like that, or even a first and second-round pick, or first and third, then I would consider it. But if not, then I would keep him. I think you're trying to help Daniel Jones out to see if he can be your long-term starter. Give him all the resources to be successful.
So you don't think that you can find that type of production in the draft. Know the narrative is that
Yeah.
you can find a running back anywhere. I don't really agree. I necessarily agree with that, but that's the narrative. You don't think so? They could find that type of player in the draft.
Or in like a veteran. I think you could. If you just want to be like the 49ers
Yeah,
and just have it running back by committee, you could do that.
but
But
that's not the scheme he runs though.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
gotcha.
not saying like the scheme. I'm just saying like the idea of having multiple backs.
Yeah,
That I think that's something you can consider it. But it's up to you. It's up to Dable what he thinks and Shane what they think is best. But again, if you get the right deal, I would consider moving him. But if you're trying to help Daniel Jones see if he's your long-term starter, then I think having Saquon Barkley there would be the right idea, in my opinion.
yeah, I agree with you. I very much agree with you as well. Unless they trying to, there's a piece that they believe that can help them out. I will try to keep this guy because he can take a lot of pressure off of Daniel Jones as a quarterback. You want to see if he's utilized properly and protected as well. Now, there are going to be, if he is listening to some offers, there are going to be some suitors out there that would like to have this guy. One team in particular would be the Buffalo Bills. They struggle to win the football. The Kansas City Chiefs. You know, I heard today that they looking at George Pickens, man.
The Chiefs?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you got like a gazillion wide receivers, man. You don't need another one. You know, but I think a guy like Saquon can help them. You know,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Yeah, I could see the Chiefs getting him because some of those receivers, like if you think about, it, they have a good tight end, they have Tyreek Hill, and they have Hardman, but they don't really have a big receiver like Josh Gordon. That didn't work out, so I could see it makes sense for them to get a receiver like that. But I also see your point. You can make a case that biggest problems on the other side of the ball, and maybe even some extra linemen to protect Patrick Mahomes. You could also do that, but I see your point in that. Maybe that may not be the biggest right away.
Yeah, and also, man, I just think that I just think he's trying to get a sucker, man, like a team that he could sucker a team into giving up a first rounder for this guy, for Saquon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I think. That's another tactic as well, and that'd be a fleece right there, man. You give up a first rounder for a running back, that'd be a big time fleece. But I think they pick high in the draft. I think they have one or two picks. In the mocks that I've read, they have them taking a Kayvon Thibodeau, but we'll see. So, anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right, man. Moving right along. So, we continue with the Kyler Murray drama saga that's been spiraling out of control since the day of the Super Bowl when that I think it was the initial report came out that the week leading up to the Super Bowl was that he unfollowed the Arizona Cardinals on all social media platforms, and the other stories came out about him not being a good teammate and how he pretty much tuned everybody out, and it's just a whole lot of stuff that's been going on with Kyler Murray. And latest is that Larry Fitzgerald Sr., the father of Larry Fitzgerald, future Hall of Famer, called him spoiled and entitled, coming out of Oklahoma. Just paraphrasing there. And also, I just saw a report that Larry Fitzgerald denied it, but they're stating that it was because of Kyler Murray that he decided not to come back to the team. He shot it down. But I just find it interesting, man. Just stuff that's been going on, and I still think it was just kind of childish of him just to follow the team on all social media platforms. You know, if you want to know your intent, it's a new deal. You should have got with your representation, your agent, and just talk to the team straight up instead of doing what you did. But it is what it is. That's just today's athlete. That's what they do. But the recent report that came out, and I know you saw it, is that the long drawn out post from his agent. It was his agent that did that, but stating his intent to be in Arizona, want to be a long term guy, and all this other stuff. One thing that I think a lot of people notice is with Arizona, they have gotten better in each year that he's been with the team. However, they have struggled. They've had these peaks and valleys while he's there. You know, start off pretty well. They were a playoff team in 2020 until the last few games of the season, and they collapsed. Then the second year, the third year, they were the number one seed in the NFC for a hot minute until they collapsed and lost that league. You know, and that's what I asked. That being said, should the Cardinals, pay Kyler Murray, give in to his demands, pay him now, because they don't have to pay him, because he's still on his rookie deal, pay him now, or wait to see how the 2022 season goes before you decide to commit to him with a big deal, a massive deal, because after that, it's kind of like tough to get players around him. Well, that's what the narrative is.
I say, man, this is a tough one. I say if you can get a team friendly deal, like I don't think he's worth $40 million.
He said he wants $50 million, right?
They definitely should have paid him that. I think if you can somehow get him in between 25 to 35, somewhere in between there, I think that's fair. And maybe that's even an overpay for him. Because while Cliff has collapsed, Kyler has collapsed too. And so, man, it's tough. But the one thing you don't want is an angry Kyler Murray, in my opinion. Maybe it works, and maybe he plays even well where you have no choice. But but my thing is, I feel like they can wait until they want to. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to a point where he just holds out, then you kind of have no choice. Doesn't mean you have to pay him what he wants, but you'll probably pay him close to what he wants. So I guess pay him until they should just do what they want to do. But if they get a reasonable price for everybody, then I think they should get the deal done.
So, do you think it's going to come to a holdout?
I don't know, but if I'm Kyler and I want to get paid, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. But I don't know if he wants to do that. But that's what I would do if I was him.
So if it does come to a holdout and trade talk arrives, who do you think would be interested? Like during training camp, like who would be some suitors?
Like for Arizona, just as a stopgap.
No, for Kyler Murray to trade for Kyler Murray if he gets that bad.
I think Dan Orlovsky put out the list that I saw. I know the Colts would be, maybe that's an intriguing one. I don't know if he's a definite upgrade for Carson Wentz, but it's something Washington football team. They want a quarterback badly. I'm trying to see. If I was the Titans, I would look at him.
I told you, yeah.
But the only thing is, if you're a team trying to trade for Kyler, you're basically trading for him and paying him that extension. So it's more to the Texans would be interesting. He's from Texas, and I know they like Davis Mills, but Kyler Murray has to me, is better right now than Davis Mills. Then if you can somehow get Sean Watson, then he's already paid, and then you're able to get DeAndre Hopkins for them. Or I think that's a possibility that some people have mentioned. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But until I'd be stunned if Kyler Murray holds out, but I wouldn't be surprised if that makes any sense. Like I don't think he's actually gonna do it, but if he really, but he's like, look, Cliff got his extension, Steve Kahn got his extension, it's almost like they're disrespecting me if they don't want to give me mine. Now, if he's asking for $50 million, I agree with the Cardinals. That's insane. But if it's between that range I mentioned earlier, I think that's a fair price for him. But again, we'll see if he wants to, how bad he wants his money. Like Dak Prescott somehow got paid. I'm really still stunned Jerry paid him, especially after he got hurt. I thought he was going to franchise tag him, but luckily he was able to get paid. So, but the thing is, you got like, if you're a quarterback, you try to get that money as soon as you can. So I understand what Kyle was trying to do, because you don't want to end up like a Lamar Jackson right now. Especially with the style he plays, go get your money as soon as you can, because you're one bad injury away from not getting that money that you deserve. So I don't blame Dak for holding out.
But Lamar won an MVP. And been in the playoffs.
Yeah, and you can make case he definitely should be paid before Kyler Murray. But he's to me, I don't know if he's ever advised him not to get an agent. That's just bad advice. You get an agent, and I wonder if Lamar's willing to hold out. If if you're trying to get paid, I would suggest holding out. While you may lose some money, some chicken change money, it's worth it in the long run, because then if the team realizes they can't play without you, then they're definitely going to pay
you. Yeah, that's true. But I want to say this though. I don't have an issue with paying him, but if I'm a GM, I gotta investigate and know why we having these collapses midway through the season. Because 2 years in a row, you could have been. I think if they would have went to the playoffs in 2020 and 2021, I think he would have had his money by now. Do you agree?
Wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I think if they would have went to the playoffs in 2020 and 2021, I think he have his money by now. They would pay him. You know?
Yeah, but the counter to that is Cliff Kingsbury just got paid. So while the coach I know has more responsibility, and I know you can say Kime and Kingsbury are tied together because Kime's the one who brought Kingsbury. You can make a case the Cardinals aren't anywhere without Kyler Murray, and I think he's the most important piece to their entire puzzle. So, but I know you gotta get if he was worth $50 million, I would have given that either. I don't think any quarterback should get $50 million, even Patrick Mahomes, unless if there was no salary cap, but there is. So. Look, I think if I'm Kyler Murray, I'm holding out. I'm finding a way to hold out if I really want to get paid this when I want to get paid. But if you decide not to, then stick it out, or maybe eventually ask for a trade.
Yeah. But like I was saying, man, if I'm a GM, I'm trying to figure out why we have these collapses stuff. You know? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that a Kingsbury issue or a Collie issue? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna lean towards Kingsbury because he has a track record from college. Not saying Collie doesn't deserve any blame, he does, but to me it's a Kingsbury issue, and it's not even debatable. I blame because of his track record.
Right. I got you. And last but not least, I saw a story out there today that the Washington football team is interested in Jared Goff. What do you think about that?
Look, he's better than Heineke in my opinion. He's probably better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. And so, look, they need to upgrade a quarterback. I even saw a report they're interested in. They asked every team in the NFL about their quarterback.
I heard about that too with Mahomes. I mean,
so I don't blame them.
Huh?
But I said I don't blame them. They know they need a quarterback. To me, the perfect one that makes sense if he gets his legal situation figured out is Deshaun Watson. He's probably the best available quarterback you can get via trade. I'm definitely getting him.
I agree. Um, it's just when your team looking for a quarterback, it's a tough situation, man. Because good quarterbacks are not hitting the market. They're not going to hit free agency, man. It is not. The only way you have to get them to sign them is through assets, giving up assets for them. They're just not letting the quarterback leave the team. We see it with Seattle. Russ probably staying put. Aaron Rodgers staying put in Green Bay, and he'd be stupid too to leave, go to Denver, and deal with Mahomes, Carr, Allen. Who else? Herbert, Burrow, compared to the NFC right now. The NFC is up for the taking, and your only stumbling block or your only roadblock could be the Rams, because we don't know what Trey Lance is going to be about. As a quarterback. So there you have it. Got anything else you want to add?
No, I agree with you. The NFC, it's ironic, in not just the NFL, but the NBA. Like, there's been a power shift in the conferences. It used to be the West was a stronger conference in the NBA, and now it's the East. And it used to be the NFC was a stronger conference in the NFL. Now it's the AFC. It's interesting to see that. Yeah, I agree. They get the right quarterback, they can be right there with the top teams. They have a lot of really good people.
All right. So that's all we have for y'all for right now. Just give us a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let us know how you feel. Would you pay Colin Ware right now, or you wait it out and let him see how he performs during the regular season? Also, do you think Giants are going to actually move Saquon Barkley, or is it just a plot to see if they could get a first rounder out of that pick, out of that trade? Also in the description box below. If you just listen to this through YouTube, check out strike7sports.com for its content on NFL, the NBA, and much more. You listen to this through iHeart or Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. Also leave a review. Have a blessed night. Peace. We out.